Talk about being a goddamn idiot. Come on. Come on. Bortlen got arrested for witness tampering when YNW Melly's his trial's about to start. How? You making the dreadheads look bad. You can't have dreadlocks and be stupid. The trial is about to start. It's this close to starting the retrial. And now y'all got hit with another charge on top of what y'all already fighting? Come on.
Another twist just released in the double murder trial involving South Florida rapper YNW Melly. Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortlen was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, a.k.a. Bortlen, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony.
Really? You couldn't wait. You just couldn't wait, can you?
The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, a.k.a. YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with the witness. Unlike Melly, Bortlen has not been in jail since he was originally charged for the double murder of his two best friends, YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser. Due to COVID and jail overcrowding, Bortlen...
And he got the opportunity to stay home. Melly can't come home. He been in prison waiting for his trial to start for a grip. And here you got this motherfucker getting charged with tampering. And you got the opportunity to stay home. Because the jails are overcrowded. COVID. You had the opportunity to stay home until your trial start. So you can get your dick wet. You can get a little poom poom. Little head. Little cheeks until your trial start. And you fucking it up by doing witness tampering. When your shit is about to start. This niggas, man. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up.
Bortlen was conditioned to house arrest and was required to wear an ankle monitoring device. According to court records earlier this year, Bortlen moved to a new address that was approved by the court. However, details of where and exactly when are sealed. In March, a judge altered the conditions of his release, allowing him to go to church for 2 hours each week, stating...
They was even letting you go to church. Church food be rocking. Church food be smacking. They was even letting you go to church. You had mad leadway. And you still get hit with tampering? On top of a murder charge? Nah, bro. Come on, bro. Bro, you had the opportunity to praise God and you still doing devil shit.
Otherwise, he must remain at his house at all times. His attorney requested another hearing to change his conditions again, but a judge denied that request in June. Last week, YNW Bortlen released a music video called Our Year, in which he mentions Melly, rapping, quote, "Melly will be out this year, now that's perfect timing." Though facing identical...
Well, now you fucked that up.
Charges, Bortlen and Henry's trials were severed after prosecutors said they would be seeking the death penalty against Melly while Bortlen faces life in prison. During Melly's first trial, prosecutors presented evidence to a jury that they believed proved Melly shot and killed Juvie and Sack Chaser inside a car and Bortlen was the driver. Surveillance footage showed all four leaving the studio together one early morning in October 2018. Hours later, Bortlen drove to the Miami area hospital claiming he was just in a drive-by shooting. Juvie and Sack Chaser were already dead inside the car. Investigators would later piece together a double homicide puzzle they believed was built on a lie, testifying in court that the evidence in the case pointed to the deadly shots being fired inside the car and that there was no evidence of a drive-by shooting. Jury selection for YNW Melly's next trial is scheduled to begin next week on
God damn, she got a little fat ass. All right, let me stop.
October 9th. The state hopes to have a jury seated by the first week of November. YNW Bortlen's trial was supposed to start this fall, but the judge pushed it back to January 2024.
You just couldn't wait.
Bortlen will most likely be transferred from Miami-Dade County to Broward County in the next few days for his first appearance in front of a judge. We'll make sure to keep you updated once we learn more. For Law and Crime Network, I'm Elizabeth Milner.
Motherfucker just couldn't wait. All right, let me see what this actual lawyer had to say about the situation.
You have somebody, while the trial is pending, actively trying to get a witness to not testify. That in and of itself
is the most stupidest shit I'm probably gonna see today.
May be enough to convict.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers. You are a board-certified criminal defense lawyer, or certified by the National Board of Trial Advocacy and by the Minnesota State Bar Association as a criminal law and criminal trial specialist, along with our content genius, Michael Rivers, the man behind the plan, man behind the camera, as we speak. Today we are reacting to YNW Melly and the stupid shit people do when they're in custody facing
At least I'm not the only one that feel that way.
double homicide. Before we get to it, there's a lot of news, and the trial's about to start, so we're going to follow it again because that's what we do. But before we get to that, let's talk about eSign.com. It's a very effective way to remotely do business.
I'll rock with you, Unc, but we can't do no advertisements.
There's witnesses out there that you're going to offer them a record. But not only that, you're sitting behind bars, and you've got all kinds of witnesses out there that you're going to offer them a record deal if they don't testify. Well, what do? You sign up for eSign. You get to do that because sign a month. It's an effective company, really solid service. I really highly recommend them. They support us. You support them. Okay. So, YNW Melly, morons, your bus is leaving. When you have a case pending and you're under the watchful eyes of the government, you're sitting there behind bars and you think you are the smartest cat in the room. First of all, remember what happened in Melly's trial? They got a hung jury and it was 9-3 for guilty. So, 9-3, 9 guilty, 3 acquittal. So that tells me that, they don't have that far to go in order to prove their case. Now, if it was 9-3 acquittal, that would be another story. And people say, oh, you only need one. Bullshit. You need, if you only have one not guilty, it just means you're going to try it all over again. That's what a hung jury is. So their trial starts on Monday. Now, Melly and his good friend, Mr. Henry, were both charged with witness tampering. Witness tampering. Are you serious? If I am their lawyer, if I'm
oh nigga, it's a wrap.
Melly's lawyer, and you remember the older gentleman with the glasses and the beard, thought he was very, very effective. I would be yelling at my fucking client through the top of my lungs.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? I've been working on getting your black ass free for the past how long he's been arrested for? 5-6 years, and now we get to the point where I got all my evidence together and I'm trying to make you a free man and you get charged with witness tampering? Man, this nigga's wildin'.
Probably not, because that's not my style. I would be so pissed though.
Nigga, I'll be pissed though.
Because if you have a shot at winning a case and your client tubes it, it just sucks. I've had that.
No, it don't. You got that nigga money. I mean, you don't want to think like that. I mean, the goal is to try to get your client off this, to have your client beat the case. But nigga, that money in your Cash App. The money already hit the account. Can't control that. You can't. Come on, man. That's just idiotic.
That happened more times than I can shake a stick at. So there's two things going on. One, they charged Melly with witness tampering, and then Melly's team has filed a motion to throw out all the charges because the state has failed to disclose a lying detective. So let's talk about the charges with Melly. Prosecutors charged Melly this week and Mr. Henry with making sure a key witness didn't testify at his first trial, which ended in July with a hung jury. So let's look at the charging document. So this is what the charging document says. And this is just so infuriating when you're trying a case. Because if you had a chance, this really fucks it up. And I'll tell you why in a minute. On or about April 10th, 2023, continuing through and including July 22nd, that's just in through the trial, Jamel Demons, along with others, did then end their unlawfully and unknowingly engage in misleading conduct towards another person with the intent to cause or induce blank, to withhold testimony or withhold a record document or other subject, or to cause or induce blank, the person's name, to evade legal process, summoning that person to appear as a witness or produce a record document or other object in an official proceeding, or to cause or induce blank, whoever that happens to be absent from official proceeding to which the person has been summoned by a legal process. In other words, they engaged in conduct that prohibited somebody from either producing a document or from showing up when they're supposed to testify. One of the things that they did is, and this is really common, when you're in jail, you get like a code, to make a phone.
Please, not over the phone call. Please, God, not over the phone call. Please, God. Please, don't tell me that one of these niggas made a phone call and they let it spill out way too much. Please don't, because you're not as smart as you think you are. And if you don't know that them phone calls are recorded in jail, come on. I hope to God that's not. Please. I cannot be this stupid.
Phone call, and you have to put your code in, and then usually says your name and you have a call from the Broward County Jail and then your recorded name, and then please press 1 or whatever the number, so you know who's calling. Well, apparently, according to the reports and to these charges, what Melly was doing was using other people to contact other gang members to intimidate witnesses and get them to not show up. Why? And now here's a really sucky thing for and both of these guys apparently were doing this. Bortlen his jury trial's been postponed till January. One of the reasons why this is so bad for both of them is because now this comes into evidence.
And the evidence was weak before because they tried to make it seem like, YNW Melly was in a gang. So with him being in the gang, that's why he killed his best friend, because he could prove that he was a top leader. Some bullshit that was just irrelevant to what he had going on in his case. Now they got a motive. Hey, Your Honor, do you know that YNW Melly has been witness tampering, trying to get people not to testify? Now they have a little. They found a little light, just a little bit, to try to make you a certain type of way, to make the juror think a certain type of way about you. They didn't have. It was kind of weak before. That's why it was weak. That whole gang analogy, bringing a guy in for that was in charge of the gang unit, that was a waste of fucking time. But if you tampering and trying to get people not to show up to testify when you know you facing a death penalty, what are you smoking? What are you smoking?
It will come into evidence that this person was afraid of this person testifying, so they enlisted other people to get this, to intimidate that witness, and that will be used for consciousness of guilt. That is so huge. The whole thrust of the government's or the defense case was to poke holes in that they didn't have anything to connect the dots.
Basically they didn't.
With Melly, right? They really didn't have any eyewitnesses that he was there. There's really no evidence that he was there, except for you see him getting into the car. There's no evidence that he had a gun. His fingerprints aren't on anything. I think there's some evidence that he was in the car, but But so it's a circumstantial case. It's a very circumstantial case. When you have somebody, while the trial is pending,
Weeks away, by the way.
actively trying to get a witness to not testify, that in and of itself may be enough to convict. Let me repeat myself. This is just incredibly damaging evidence. It really is. I mean, I just can't tell you how you lie to a jury, or a jury thinks that you're doing something nefarious, in order to get benefit, yourself in the trial to get a better outcome. They're going to use that and use it harshly. And any inference that you have throughout the rest of the trial will be drawn against you. That is a hard and fast fucking rule. Now, Melly's team is filed a motion to dismiss all the charges. And that motion is based upon the misconduct of one Detective Moretti. Mr. Moretti was Detective Moretti. Cops don't like it when you call him if you call him Mr. Like when they're on the stand. Oh, I'm a detective. Okay, detective. And so I said Mr. They fucking hate that. And I don't play that game. To try to irritate them. It's easy to irritate them anyway. Apparently what Moretti did, the allegation is that they were serving a warrant on Miss King, Melly's mother, because they wanted her cell phone. And there was a dust-up about the cell phone.
There's many people using it, though, right?
And because she came in and he served her with the warrant, but nobody was around. So whenever you do something like that, you need to have a witness, something to show that it's not just you saying that I did this. In fact, whenever I don't interview witnesses myself, I always have a clerk or an investigator do it, because when we get to court, I can't be the witness in my own case. But Moretti, apparently, the allegation is that another deputy, I think it's Gorin, he came into the room and after the fact, and it was alleged that he said, if anybody asks, you were in here the whole time with me, something like that. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. There was an internal affairs investigation with a detective, and he was cleared by their own internal affairs. Big deal. So what does this mean for Melly now? They're going to have...
It might be fucked.
A hearing on the motion to dismiss, so we'll try to cover that. And then he's going to go, and that'll get denied. 100% that's going to get denied.
Oh, yeah. Well, even if he wasn't charged, or even if he didn't tamper, that shit was getting denied regardless. They're not letting that nigga get a bond at all. It's curtains. But I'm just saying, don't fuck yourself up when you about to get your retrial started. What sense do that make?
Denied. Then on Monday, they start jury selection all over again. So you just start as though it never happened. And so I don't remember how long. It didn't take that long to get a jury, I don't think. But it'll take at least a week or two, maybe 3 to get a jury. I mean, try to find somebody that hasn't heard about this case in Broward County. I mean, it was huge news. And then we're back to the square one. And all the evidence is going to be probably identical to the first trial. The good thing for the defense is they'll have transcripts, and they should have a full trial transcript. So if anybody said anything, and they can impeach them with provable facts, they've got a body of work to work off of. The other thing that the defense is going to have to do is they're going to have to rebut these witness tampering charges. Generally speaking, you don't have other crimes in your own trial. Like, for example, if I'm charged with murder and I have a prior drug conviction, if I don't testify, it generally doesn't come in. If I testify and it's a felony, it comes in. In this case, I think it comes in regardless, because if they're intimidating a witness, that intimidation will go under the consciousness of guilt theory. And
hell yeah, they're gonna bring that up. They brought up his gang past, so they're gonna bring up this witness tampering. They're gonna bring that shit up.
Have to show how he manipulated the phone system, how he talked to X, Y, or Z individual, and then, and trying to keep himself distant, and then that person fucked with the witness. And then they're both charged with doing that. So it'll be really interesting to see how that part of the trial plays out. Certainly there's going to be a motion for the defense to keep it out. but I think that's going to fail too. So just to give you an idea what the prosecutors are saying, prosecutors said in documents released Wednesday that Melly is with the Blood Street Gang. They said he used phone calls made by other jail inmates at his request and letters passed between them to get messages to Blood members on the streets.
And that's going to be played in court. Whatever he said on that phone, I hope to God he wasn't that fucking loose with his lips on that phone. Because they're going to probably get them, they're going to get them jail phone calls. They're going to play it in court. And if it sound crazy, oh my God, this nigga's about to get cooked.
Those members successfully made sure that a key witness didn't testify in his first case. That is huge. That is just absolutely huge. Melly's lawyer, James Benjamin, who I really like, said that the charges are clearly retaliation after he and his law partner, Daniel Aronson, accused Broward County State Attorney Harold Pryor and his underlings of a cover-up. And it has to do with him asking another officer to lie. Officer gave a statement saying nobody ever asked him to lie. So it's really not going to go anywhere. We're going to see the same forensics, the same body of evidence in the first trial, and you're going to add the witness tampering on top of it. That might be enough.
It could be enough. And you got new jurors. This ain't the same jurors. You got a whole new jurors that might be like, we're going to go guilty on this one. Why the fuck would you do that? Why? What?
Cake to flip the scale of justice towards the prosecution, because why would you fuck with a witness if you were innocent? Innocent people don't do that. I mean, it's one theory anyway. So if you remember Bortlen Henry or Cortland Malik Henry, it's his real name, he was
that nigga by his government.
Was released on bond 3 years ago. I still don't know why the fuck he's released on bond. He's charged with a double homicide. He's facing life too. But one of the conditions he had of that bond was not to contact any witnesses. Now, according to the Sun Sentinel, Henry had stated to Melly's girlfriend if she was more loyal, she would be driving a pink BMW. Clearly states that if she doesn't cooperate with the criminal case, she would be rewarded. And if you remember, they've been trying to find Melly's girlfriend this whole time. And she's been MIA, right? I mean, she's kind of a critical witness, don't you think? Because he was with her right after the murders occurred. She's trying so hard not to be found. And is she not being found because, she's intimidated by these people, or because she's been promised something? I don't know.
That's oh my God. They about to gather all that shit up, and they about to God, why would he do that? You just making your lawyer, YNW Melly, you making your lawyer work overtime for no fucking reason. You couldn't just wait. That's a good point too. What are you getting hit with witness tampering? If you innocent, what the fuck are you? Oh my God. We won't know what he said, what made him get that tampering charge. But if they play that nigga's jail phone records, or not jail phone, if they play that nigga's jail phone calls in the courtroom and he's saying some wild shit with new jurors in the box too, you kiss this shit goodbye. You making shit hard for no reason, bro.
But Bortlen, who was released on bond, was arrested and in Miami. So he's now back in jail, and we'll see what happens. And he's not going to get out of jail on this one.
Nah, yeah, they ain't giving him no bond. It's curtains.
I would highly doubt. So he was just picked up just the other day. So we'll keep an eye on the Melly trial, and it'll be interesting to see. It's a whole drama. You've seen it before, but we all always like repeats. Stay tuned. We'll see you next time on Criminally Reacts. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter.
It's a good video. YNW Melly, what the fuck are you thinking, bro? I swear, shutting up is free. I say it all the time. It costs $0 to shut the fuck up. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Like, comment, subscribe. Niggas, man.